Dear all, brothers and sisters, warm greetings from Sri Balaji Vidyapith, popularly referred to as SBV. I am delighted to meet you all once again through Channel 1. I thank you for your continuous support for the Channel 1 video series. Today's topic is one of the requisite qualities expected of all professionals, especially medical professionals. That is, mentoring in communication skills development. Communication has been defined as a process of sharing information, knowledge, feelings, emotions, and values between two or more individuals. Communication is characterized by content, processes, and perception. Conventionally, the content has been receiving prime focus in the teaching of various subjects in health professions, including medicine, and encompasses information, ideas, perceptions, or emotions that we share. However, the processes, perceptions, and meaningful interpretations that are intrinsically linked become vital in meaningful conversations. Communication in general is all about telling and selling. However, in health professions, it has a special significance. It is about listening, connecting, and establishing bonds of trust with the patients. It is also about leading or working in a team to accomplish individual or collective tasks. The hardcore medical science should embrace soft skills such as leadership, motivation, and team building, which rely mainly upon effective communication. In clinical practice, healthcare professionals communicate with patients to gather information to arrive at a diagnosis, plan management, execute a treatment, and monitor the progress of the illness. Hence, communication is the tool that we use in the portals of healing institutions. The word mentor originated from Greek mythology, wherein a person named Mentor was entrusted with the responsibility of caretaker of his colleague's son. The ancient Indian version of mentorship is called Gurukul, in which the disciple or Shishya lived in the ashram of Guru, served him, and religiously learnt 64 vidyas, that is skills needed for future career. The Guru-Shishya relationship was the epitome of mentorship. However, this system waned with time when formal schooling took away the responsibilities of the Guru. Mentoring in medical career comes as a lifetime experience. It contributes to both professional achievement and personal development. Unfortunately, the value of mentoring is not comprehensively explored in most of the health professional institutions, either because of lack of awareness or lack of motivation on the part of the mentor mentee, or both. The starting trouble in the journey of a medico is quiet but natural. The student is engrossed totally in a different environment, new school, new friends, new faculty, and a new curriculum with a huge burden of information. Tests and exams would be a regular feature. When a medico undergoes the rigorous training during post-graduation, there are even more complex challenges. Yet again, one has to depend a lot on a senior colleague or a faculty member who can guide the postgraduate student in the right direction. I would like to emphatically state that by entering a long-term mentor-mentee relationship, it is very much possible to attain a competent level of professionalism in a competitive world. Communication is the tool that we use in the prevention, health promotion, advocacy, negotiation, and teaching. Communication has a nexus with the entire spectrum of competencies that healthcare professionals should possess. A good communicator invariably becomes an efficient learner, engaged and emphatic care provider, committed manager, as well as an advocate in the society. A vast majority of complaints about healthcare professionals from patients and the public stem from gaps in communication. Consequences such as poor patient satisfaction, poor health outcomes, and higher healthcare costs have resulted from such deficiencies. The ideal way to get rid of this is to mentor them in development of communication skills.
Greetings to all. I am Dr. Shivashakti, Deputy Director for Center for Health Professions Education of Sri Balaji Vidyapeeth. Sri Balaji Vidyapeeth is always proactive. We take steps towards the holistic development of our professionals to make them successful in all the spheres of life. Our students are included as members in all the functioning committees of our university, and they are allowed to voice their expressions. This actually helped them to get trained in communicating with the elite group with respect. Apart from this, the students are trained to communicate effectively with the patients, their family members, nurses and the assistants during their clinical postings, and this is done under the supervision of our senior faculty members. We all know that assessment drives learning. To make sure that the undergraduates learn all these communication skills, they are also assessed during the exit exam in their internship, and the postgraduate students also assessed continuously throughout their post-graduation course through multi-source feedback system, which ensures that both the graduates and the postgraduates of Sri Balaji Vidyapeeth are effective communicators in future. Apart from training our students, Sri Balaji Vidyapeeth conducts several national level faculty development programs and certificate courses on communication skills, mentoring and leadership. We have a strong mentor-mentee system in all our constant teaching units, and this is monitored periodically and remedial actions are taken based on regular feedback appraisal. The book on effective medical communication A, B, C, D and E of it, which is edited by our Honorable Vice Chancellor Professor S.C. Parija sir along with Professor B.V. Adkoli, the Director of CHPE, addresses the communication skills in a broader perspective as a journey of a medical professional starting as an undergraduate student, passing through the stages of post-graduation, faculty member and ending up as a leader in the profession. This book is a boon for the medical teachers and the residents to understand the value of communication skills in medical education. This book has well structured 25 chapters, and the array of eminent international and national authors add credibility to the book. Nevertheless, SBV takes all sort of steps to make this communication skills effective among our faculty and the students. Thank you.
Mentoring is based on the sound principles of adult learning. These underline the importance of motivation, self-directed learning, contextual learning, feedback, reinforcement, and reflective practice as the key elements. The new millennial medicos who are born after the 2000 AD are drastically different from the earlier generations of learners. They are tech savvy, multitasking, digitally connected and adaptable. If they are mentored with senior faculty who have been trained in the pre-IT era, both will be benefited mutually.
Greetings from Sri Balaji Vidyapeeth. I feel privileged and honored as well to state that the National Accreditation Board for Hospitals and Healthcare Providers, also known as NABH, has issued a certificate of accreditation to the Institutional Human Ethics Committee of Mahatma Gandhi Medical College and Research Institute, a constituent teaching unit of Sri Balaji Vidyapeeth. It is also noteworthy to mention that the Institutional Human Ethics Committee of Mahatma Gandhi Medical College and Research Institute has been awarded recognition by the Strategic Initiative for Developing Capacity in Ethical Review, also known as SIDCER, SIDCER, and the Forum for Ethical Committee Reviews in Asia and the Western Pacific regions, abbreviated as FERCAP, FERCAP. The award of recognition has been bestowed on Mahatma Gandhi Medical College and Research Institute for compliance with the Declaration of Helsinki, International Council for Harmonization Guidelines, Good Clinical Practice Standards, and WHO Standards of Operation. Thank you.
With the system of education becoming more cost intensive and accountable, educators need to design newer ways of cutting the cost and making the system more efficient. Mentoring may be a cost-effective and feasible solution. Mentoring is a two-way process in which the mentor and mentee enter a meaningful reciprocal relationship for a long-term career enhancement and personal development of both. Mentoring relationship is synonymous with mutual trust, respect, and shared vision of objectives. The mentor is more than a teacher or a coach. In fact, he is a guide, confident counselor who contributes to the all-round growth and development of the mentee. Mentoring can be formally arranged by an institution to support its academic program. It gives plenty of scope for catering to the needs of diverse learners, especially the high performers and those performers who need support. Mentoring can take place even informally when the mentor agrees to offer guidance, counseling, and support as and when needed by the mentee. Informal mentoring is spontaneous and could very well result in a sustained and rewarding experience for both. I wish you the best of health. Do remember to continue practicing physical distancing, wearing mask, and personal hygiene. Stay safe. God bless you. Jai Hind.